So we're going to be looking at target populations, that is older adults, people with disabilities, and others that need affordable housing. So here in this slide, we are looking at older adults and where they're located. You just need to go to policy map. And I went to demographics and then age and then over 65 and older. And I already like zoom in to the west side. So this is the west side. You will take a screenshot of this. As you can see, there's like some concentrations where there's older adults. Probably there's like buildings there specifically for older adults, but also there might be many homeowners that have had their homes for a long time. So you just take a screenshot of that. The other thing that this is asking you to do is to generally talk about like what is like the income of like older adults. Here I was looking specifically at Puerto Ricans in Chicago, and so it's showing like what is the percentage and also the income. You can probably do it for Salt Lake City if it's like looking in Fact Finder. So you can go to Fact Finder and then type here Salt Lake City and make sure that it's the city and not the county. Then you will actually find like just age and sex. So here you can find how many people are like over 65 and maybe add that up and say this is a percentage of older adults in the city. And there's other tables that might show that as well. The other thing is to look at the income by age. So I just type their income, age, see what comes up. This one seems good. The age of householder by household income. And here you have like people over 65 and what they make. You can probably just like create the average. Oh, it has the average here. The estimate, that's just the estimate. Maybe there's like a better table that will already have the median. Let's type median income age. Okay, that one seems like a little bit better. So let's go and see that one. And here is the median household income is like 42,000. So just put that information there. So that's what you have to do for that the slide. That's all information. This information here was not specifically for the west side, but that's fine. So in the next slide is like looking at in policy map families that are raising grandparents with children. So this is showing like the need for intergenerational housing. So you can just try to find that in policy map. So you already like show you how to go to policy map. Just play around and trying to find these. And then the other one is actually tells you to go to Social Explorer. And in Social Explorer, let's see this a little closer. Look at find families with grandparents. and it has like the number is cannot see it very well. Get a little bigger. 810007. So you can find that table. I'll just leave it like this big so I can see. Okay, so we'll just go to Social Explorer. We'll go to Explore. Here you can just zoom in to Salt Lake City. And in the homework here, there's like a region that composes like many census tracts in the west side. So you can pick those. They're listed here. So we are going to actually create a report. Then it tells you to select. So you're going just to select, that's actually the greater avenues. So we can just like select the census tracts that are good for that. You can check that they are the same as like the ones that I chose. I'm not sure if they are right now, so this is just to show you an example. You can double check. You can find topics in the back here. Well, we can select here the comprehensive report. You have to create the reports. So now you can see in that area that we selected, there's like some general information here. So we were looking for that particular number. That information is probably not here because this is just like kind of like a summary table. So what we can do is like go to the back, which is tables. And here we can find that number, which was 10007. I think it's this one, population in households by household type and relationship. Let's double check that that's the case. Population of households by type and relationship. Yes, we're good. So we just need to add that over here to that summary table that we have for the comprehensive report, and then show results. So now you should see it here, and this is it. Population in households by households type by relationship. As you can see, like here on the top, this shows the information by census tract. So you need to go to the last to find actually the total. And I think Right, you should be able to find it here, but I think what you need to do is just like download the data so you can actually see it well and you can see the total. Because it is in there, but just go and download the data. Go to like census tract data CSV, and then you should be able to find it. I'm not gonna do it now, but um, you know how to get that data. Okay, so I think that we're good in here. The disabled populations, you can also find it in policy map. And you know, when I took the screenshot, also took a screenshot of this separately and cut it and pasted here. In ACS, I was able to find like how many people were disabled in the whole city. You can also find how many people are disabled in Social Explorer and be more specific. Just find the geography as we did before that are disabled in that particular space. Then in policy map, you can do the same thing. Just find out how many people are veteran, and then you can use either ACS to find out the total veteran population in Salt Lake City, and just like present that number. So here is actually just for the whole city, so it's 1.6. We were looking at Latinos specifically that are veteran, but you can do it just for the whole city, how many people are veteran. If you wanted to be more specific, Social Explorer does have it for the geography, which will be like a lot better. So you can use Social Explorer to find out how many people are veteran. And finally, in this slide is about homelessness. Unfortunately, there's not information for the website on homelessness. So you need to find it just for the city as a whole, how many people are homeless. But it's important because that's the best statistics that we have for the city. But you're just gonna put like how many people experience homelessness. You can also find, so you can just Google this and it will be easy to find. There's some reports actually that the state puts together and the city puts together. You can find from there like how many are like homeless youth. You can potentially find, and I'm not sure, but you can potentially find how many are LGBTQIA and how many families. This definitely you can find. That would show some nuance in the different types of groups that experience homelessness. But again, that would not be specific for the website, just for the city as a whole. You could also try to quantify people who are possibly homeless living in the motels. Um, there's a link here of some information that students did, like from a survey before, and you can put that information. There's also like um, in policy map some statistics about some homeless housing. So you can find just like projects like that have light tech multifamily, and see how many of those are homeless. So let's go to policy map, and here when you go to housing, you can find light tech housing. I'm just gonna like take that out and just show the light tech housing. You can actually like click this and see if in the project details or in the actually the target pop, if there's like fonts here, target specific population, it doesn't have any homeless with caseworker. So you can know that this development targets homeless individuals. It doesn't have families. It doesn't have any groups. It's just for homeless individuals. So you can say that there's like 70 units in this apartment building, the Rendon Terrace, that are dedicated to homeless individuals, and you can keep checking if there's like other places. So this one is for handicap, but it's not for homeless. If you like, this is something that you can add in the one that had you were looking at a disability, and you can say, well, there's homeless for disability, or for people who experience some kind of disability, and you can write some details there. So basically, what you're doing is like seeing, okay, what's available for people that might experience homelessness. You can do the same thing for elderly, actually. Some of these homes will be only for elderly individuals. That one is like for families. There will be someone in class that specifically looks at everything, but I think it would be a good idea just to have, even if it's a few examples of the target populations, and see what you can find. And besides LITEC, um, there's hot multifamily. There's not a lot of those, but the other ones don't exist in Salt Lake, so only hot multifamily and LITEC. So this one is showing hard projects. This is the thing in the website that doesn't have any information. There's one more here. I think this one is for families. It doesn't have that much information, so I think that was it for the multifamily. So looking at the LITEC and just typing which people they serve, it could be like a good analysis. But I think that's actually it. Yes, it is. Thank you.